Hello Flosstube. It is Saturday, the 23rd of October 2021. My name is Amy Clarissa. This is my channel Allegro Stitches. This shirt is from Fat Quarter Shop. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a long while. 1st of October did not happen. It's been really busy. I've got a whole couch full of stuff to show you. There's not going to be any order. The stuff just needs put away. So I'm recording so I can get it picked up and put into a box, and then it can get put away. So I don't have really time to go through and sort it and do anything fancy, but I want to show you what I've been up to as much as possible, and here we go. So I brought these down because I forgot to last time. Mom gave them to me right before I recorded my last video. She made me two. So they've been sitting on the couch, festive fun pillows. I love them. I think it's because I told her I was going to be doing they're not word plays, the Primrose Cottage stitches, like all American. They have all the words and some motifs, and like they're really fun. I'm doing on 10 count, and I was going to do this pillow finish. Well, it's going to take me a while to do all the seasons, so she is helping me fill in. And look at all the candy corn. Aren't those fun? And she made me these two for October, and she was talking about doing Dresden turkeys for November. Wouldn't it be fun? I know, I hope she does. So at least one. I can hide the other one if she doesn't have time for two. She's so busy. I don't know how she gets done all that she gets done, but I want to show those because she did give them to me. So I didn't ask her if I could show them, but I'm sure it's okay. Right, Mom? I think she does watch these. Okay, so let's see. What's to my left? Well, here's a couple things that I stitched. One of them I think I showed you already, actually. So sort of recently. Stitched these sort of recently. I need to put the buttons on them, and they were actually on the ironing board until a moment ago when I remembered to throw them over here, because I need to press them. And then I collected buttons. I've been collecting buttons for like forever because they're cute, and how can you not collect buttons? But I put together little sets of 5 buttons in December when I first bought this book. Oh, the design is from, hold on, it's in my stack. Well, hello there. It's by Hands On Design, and I picked it up on a really great sale at Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know if it was Black Friday, but it was like, they have several days of Black Friday deals, and it was one of those days. So it's got all 12 of the designs in there, and I finally put it back in its bag because I've finished all 12 of the designs. I stitched December recently. This was all completed in the last 3 or 4 weeks, or however long it's been since I filmed. So this is what I picked out for November when I got the booklet and decided I was going to do this in December. So he's going to be my center, and I'm pretty sure he's from one of those Dress It Up packs from Joann's probably. And then I've got like a little red heart, so that's going to go on here, and they won't stay, so I'm not actually going to put them on there. A little pumpkin, a green star, so it's the fall colors, like the autumnal colors, and then a little light blue, just a cute circle. So this is how I packaged them. Good old square Ziplocs, and just wrote them up, and then I put them all in the same project bag. I bought a half yard of this white Joblin from, not Joblin, it's Lugana. What am I saying? I never stitch on Joblin. White Lugana from Cross Stitching Supplies, and yes, it is not centered. It is centered, and then I mark half an inch down, because I'm doing these to finish on a board with a clip that I gave her at the very beginning when I sent her January, and so it works better for finishing if I have it already kind of off-centered. Otherwise, when I wrap it around my sticky board, it can get a little close. So yeah, these are 9-ish inch squares. 12 fits perfectly on the half yard. Kathy tells you all that in her pattern. And so that's done. I don't remember if that was done. I think it was last video, but here we go. Here's December. These take like 2 days. And now that I'm getting stitching time while my son is doing school, they really take 2 days. And I have my December buttons right here. So this one I did change up the colors a lot. It was like a pinky green type of vibe. I'm not doing that. That does not say Christmas to me. I didn't ask for this Sarah's Christmas colors. She is in Florida, but I went red and green. The pictures in button form that I selected in December are red and green. So I went with that. I'm putting this little gingerbread in the middle, stocking, And yes, there's a lot of red in these buttons. A poinsettia, or poinsettia, wherever you're from. A little bow, and a heart. And those go down here, obviously. And so I chose colors that reflected that.
Mommy!
Right here. 3, 2, 1 for the red. I love that red. It's probably my favorite DMC red. Daniel! Oops, sorry. Leave it alone. Sorry, no time for editing. 3, 2, 1 for the red. 801 for the brown, and 699 for the green, because those coordinated well with my buttons. I was actually going to use 816, I think it was, 816, and I have the sparkly kind, the Etoile, but I'm pretty sure I didn't have enough. Maybe I didn't feel like risking it, and I couldn't find my regular. Don't know where it is. I know I have the regular, but I just went for 3, 2, 1 because it's my favorite. It matched really well, though, and since I didn't want so much red, I just used it for the hello. And then I didn't want it to be, like, in your face with the red and the green, so I put the brown there. Plus, it also helps, you know, with the gingerbread that's going to be in the center, and then the green became the border. And if you noticed, the border here is fancier than the border I stitched. It's because I was stitching it during Danny's school, and I completely just didn't realize. I was like, oh, I can do the border during school, and I stitched down, and I realized it before it was done, but I was not taking it out at that point. It does need pressed. I stitched it in hand, so it's a little bit raised here.
It's time for my store to get open.
Okay, go open it. Have fun.
Mommy, wait. But I need my cashier.
Okay. So the next thing in the stack was this little guy, which I think I showed stitched. So he's half finished now. I've got him in the hoop. I put a little bit of glue there so that that piece doesn't flap. And I've put his beads on, and these ones are actually from Joann's, not from Michael's. You can get a smaller pack, you can use a coupon, all the things. And I kind of tacked him down because the way I'm going to be finishing him, he could be, you know, banged around. And I don't want his beads to get messed up because you can't change them the way I'm finishing this. Once the lid goes on, however they end up is how they're staying. So I put the ribbon on the side. You can see my extra strings here from doing this garland thing. It's going to get covered up, so I'm not worried about it. I just left them there. Extra security. He's almost done. As soon as I put the lid on, he'll be done. So this is probably the last time I'll show him because he's for a swap or a gift of some sort. I forget. I've got it written down because, you know, 3 swaps and 3 pals and 2 gifts and my grandma and myself. And yeah, it's a lot. So let's not cut my head off. Let's back up a little bit. Not be in your face. Here's another one. I think that was stitched. So again, I just put the ribbon around the edge. Felt will go here, and then the acrylic so that it can be an ornament or a coaster. If you have a ton of ornaments, you have no room for the ornament, coaster it is. Plus, how fun to take it off your tree and like be able to use it. And this finish, see all the beads on there? But you can totally still use it because there's the space, like the depth of the hoop you have for fake snow or sequins, glitter, beads, whatever. So there's that, and then here's another one that's going, these are like all gifts. So here's another one, this, and this, and this were all from magazines. Do I remember which ones? No, but if you really need to know, leave a comment. Thank you to those who do comment. There aren't very many of you, and I didn't even realize there were some of the comments that have been left until recently. I think I was trying to upload the last video, and I found some comments that said they were from 2 months ago. I know you've heard this on other channels too. I've been hearing a lot of people say that. Just randomly, comments show up that you've never seen before. So I'm sorry, I did give you a heart, and if there's another comment that has been lost, I'm sorry. I do read them and put a heart on them when I see them. Sometimes it takes a while. I don't know why YouTube does that to us. Okay, you already have seen this, but let's talk about it a touch. There is a ribbon on this one as well. It's the easiest way because I'm not a painter. And I changed all the colors to this. Put a little charm here instead of the little... Daniel, I am very busy. What do you need? Instead of the little beads, which I don't even remember if beads were in the chart. They are cut off here, so when I got close to reaching the edge... I put the hoop on top of it and drew where the hoop was going to be, and then I just didn't bead past that line. I think when it got really close to the end, I actually put the hoop in it and attached the last couple of them with the hoop on it, which is exactly how I'm doing Stitchery, which is in here somewhere. And Stitchery is from the most recent Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue, and I'm pretty sure this one is as well, and I want to say this one is too. Memory says this one's from the 2014 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. I'm not sure how accurate that is. If you really need to know, let me know, and I will look it up. This one could also be from the 2014 Ornament issue. One of them is, and I think the other one's from, okay, I'm going to stop guessing. I don't remember. This was from an old Ornament issue as well. It's on the front cover, actually. And I'm doing this one opposite. It did not look good inside the hoop the way that these ones are. So this one's going to be finished differently. This is also a gift item. This is on 46 count. It has beads. I don't know if you can see the beads. Petite beads. Size 15. It's not a Mill Hill color. They're from my sister. If you wanted to match this, 42012, I think is the number for the beads. Because I did have them matched, but they were too large. So they have the same color, but in a smaller size. I just didn't have that and didn't think of it when I went to put it on 46 count, because it is the largest design that I did for an ornament. It is 63 by 63 as memory serves. So this one was a lot smaller. I actually stitched it over to on 28 with 2 strands of sulky, 12 8 petite. So yep. I did. Okay, what do we have next? My bobbin order from September came in yesterday. This one is actually one that I got on Amazon, but it's also available on my bobbin. And I saw Me Sarah, maybe? I saw somebody showing my bobbin order, and they picked this up, and I was like, oh, well, if they have those shaped kits, I'm going to go look. And they did. They had this cool shaped one, full kit, fluffy, needle, fabric, beads, all the things. They had this one. It was the most expensive, too. It was a little over $10, $10.79 or something like that. And again, all of the things. This one I did not see on the site. This one I already have. This one I purchased with him. I love the different shapes. Very, very cool. And biscornus are so fun. I also found this biscornu. And it's very autumnal, almost Christmassy. But the orange, I think, is a little more of the autumn vibes. So I got fabric, beads, needle, fabric, all the things. 2 are not fun shaped. And they are bears. There's a discussion my sister and I had with that. Oh, that's just the chart. Never mind. About bears. So I do stitch bears on occasion. Not the 80s style bears, but I do stitch bears. And look how cute! This one was like between $5 and $6, and this one was $8. So cute. I love the polar bear with the penguin. So adorable. And then, if you're looking for these organizers, I had gotten one like this from Requesticom the last time I ordered. They used to be like between $2 and $4, I think. Like $3.07, and then they went up to like $4.10. And of course, I always get them on sale. Well, then they jumped to like $13, and now I checked them yesterday, and it was on sale for $20. Don't pay that. If you really want to try these, go to my bobbin. They have sales all the time. I got all this stuff with shipping for like $50 because it was all on sale. Some of it was a sale on top of sale. These were not on sale, but this was like $1.92. Yeah. So I picked up a couple of the owls, and I picked up a couple of the mandalas. Same price here. There's the other owl. They're the same. I'll give them a different stain. And if you have a favorite sealer for your wood, like your boxes and things that you use with stitching, I would love to know because I want to seal them. See? And there's the mandalas. $1.92. Picked up a couple of those. I might end up gifting some of them at some point. We will see. We will see. I love my organizers. I really do. Those are 20 hole. These are 18. Please. I have the starfish and the cat. Now, the starfish comes out and the cat comes out. I haven't opened these. Might create a little bit of noise. Hold on. Plug your ears. So this is what it actually looks like. And then I looked it up online because I was like, this is a little bit odd to have the cute picture and then it's not part of the organizer. This, I guess, is a bonus like floss winder, which I don't use. I thought about gluing it in there. It fits one way probably. Not that way. There we go. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have any brilliant ideas. Do I want it to have a hole in it? I don't know. It still looks cool with the hole. But then what am I going to do with this guy? I guess I can make him a needle minder. Just have to talk a little bit longer and then I will come up with something. The cat would be a little bit large for a needle minder. See, he's sizable, but I don't know. If you have any brilliant ideas, I would love to hear them. So that was all part of Request-A-Com, except the first one I told you was from Amazon. Okay, what else did I stitch? Or what else do I have? I have sticky board pre-cut for November and December. Okay, let's move that over. I started, yes I did. Betty from Created to Create BH, I think is her Flosstube or YouTube name. She hasn't done a video in a long time, but her style group is wonderful. And this is a free design from Blackbird. I've linked it before because I used part of this design on one of my cards, which I have not forgotten about. I still have 4 left to do and a bunch left to finish, but I used all my scraps in like the first 40 cards that I made. So I've been collecting more scraps to finish them with, and it just takes time to finish them as well. So I'm starting to collect the scraps again, and I will finish them at some point. And I will do a big parade when I do finish them all. But back to Betty and the sampler. This is a free sampler. I will try to remember to link it. It is by Blackbird and Blackbird Designs, and it's really fun to stitch. She sent it to me because of Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery's Black Sampler Sal. That's probably not the hashtag, but Black Sampler Sal. And she's like, we should participate. Here's the one that she's doing or somebody else is doing or whatever. Kind of inspiration for the group. If we want to all do the same one, we don't have to, of course. And I don't want to do the alphabet. And I'm not sure I want to do the Blackbird. But overall, it's a very aesthetically pleasing sampler. So I've recharted some of it. That's why there's 3 pages here. Because mine is going to have a different wording on it. It's a little bit shorter. And this is how far I got in like 3 days. And then I went, this is supposed to be a November project. And I really need to finish all the gifts that I'm stitching. So I went back to gifts and finishing projects. And I'm going to wait till November. But this is how far I got in my first like 3 or 4 days. And yes, it says therapy there. Stitching is cheaper than therapy. That's what I was going to say. I picked a different font. It's going to look amazing. Do I want to show you? It took me a while to find the right lettering. I have a book with fonts, and I loved this one. It was too big. So I like this one. Again, too big. So there we go. That's the one I'm using. And I know they're all very fractional heavy, but they just look so cool. So one of these letters did take 3 tries. It was the A, because I stitched from right to left. So I was going from the P to the A, and I had to do the A 3 times because it was a half stitch off, then it was a half stitch too high, or whatever, and I had to redo it and redo it and redo it. And to make them look right, you have to stitch all the half stitches and the full stitches and all the things, and then do the back stitching. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. So I had 2 threads going, one for the actual stitching and one for the back stitching, and T is not back stitched because I ran out of my base thread there, and I ran out of back stitch thread after the H. So that will get more love. It's very fun to work on, but not till November. It will get more love in November. Okay, moving on. This video is a mess. I finished this yesterday. Messed up on the back stitching. So yes, a lot of it has 2 strands in 2 different colors. It's beautiful. It's okay, it's fine. It's got extra work in it. Whatever. Right over here, it only has 1 strand, the one it's supposed to, but the rest of it has 2 strands of back stitching. Isn't it pretty? Can't believe I did that. Still got most of the kit. And this is from Request to Come. I don't remember seeing this on my blog. Because it's a Russian kit. 21 hole organizer, 18 colors. You want to see another organizer I got? Of course. Actually, I'm waiting for one more. Oh, and I've received mail from all three of the Sarahs in the last month. This one is from Nerdy Needle. She had some seconds that didn't quite turn out just right. This one, the coloring is kind of odd. In real life, you can see there's like a line. This is a bit darker, and this is lighter. It's just how the wood was, I think, but it does look odd. So she was selling these seconds on her Instagram in the stories. That's what you call it, right? The little circle that's got the... That's terrible. I should know that, right? I'm young enough to know that. I think it's called stories. And she was selling these one-of-a-kind that didn't quite turn out right. There were some that a couple of the holes hadn't cut correctly and whatever. So I picked this one. 15 bucks shipped. It's nice. I haven't used it yet because I've been getting so many organizers. I love these things, okay? Anytime I want to kit a project, I kit just as many as I want, which is usually several. And maybe I'll need a 12-hole organizer. Maybe I'll need a 32-hole organizer. Maybe I will need, this is a 30. That's good. Maybe I'll need a 24 or a 26 or whatever. So I like having the different sizes. If it matches a theme, great. If it doesn't, it's no big deal. I'd rather have the right size. But this one's really cute. And I wanted to try hers because she's been kind of making a buzz around Instagram and Flosstube. So I wanted to try her organizers. It is a great size. It's a good thickness. I don't see any trouble with the holes. They seem very smooth. And they're not as tiny as I was afraid they might be. Being a 30 hole, that's not, you know, a larger diameter. She did also put a nice, large, thin but large magnet on the back for needles. I don't know if that works through the front. I have nothing here to test it with. Curious. I should test that. And it came in this lovely little, I almost showed you the front, lovely little box with bubble wrap. So that was fun. And a postcard, as I recall. Okay, so there's more organizer stuff. I also have one coming from Sunrise Grove. And that one is not here yet. And I want it. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I totally did. Alright, what's in this box? 1884 Stitchery. I have discovered. I've heard of her. Yes, I've heard of her. But it's kind of like Kitten Stitchery. You know, she's got the older things that are antique. And I know they're a lot of people's style, but they're just not mine. But I was looking for something, and I was kind of having trouble finding it. When I did find it, like, I didn't want to pay shipping on just the one item. I was like, well, I heard she's kind of like the reused shop for cross-stitch stuff online, so let's see what she's got. And I found this bag of fibers. There's Whisper. There's White Whisper. I'm a big fan of White Whisper. There's this alpaca. Rainbow Tweed. It was like 25 cards for $25. Here's Treasure Braid. Never tried Treasure Braid. And it's a gold one. Fuzzy stuff. This looks like high school to me. Especially against gold. Those are our high school colors. This is a 4-ply cotton. And it looks like the 70s to me. But I'm really excited to try it. Just because I want to try these different fibers, right? There's a little bit more alpaca. More White Whisper. Look at this washable metallic yarn. That looks like unicorns. Oops. A couple cards of that. There's some velvet. Very velvet. There's red and black. And there's more black, you know, when you forget and you keep buying the same thing. A brown Whisper. Some of these might be used for sheep, because I don't think I have all these colors. And I also get to try fuzzy stuff in white. So, what's the difference between this and Whisper? I don't know. Whisper, fuzzy stuff. It is a different blend of fibers. Polyamide and viscose is the fuzzy stuff. Mohair, nylon, and... 20 yards. Mohair and nylon is Whisper. Which one will I like better? I don't know. And I also have a Treasure Braid in like this creamy color. And this is a 16 strand. This is pretty thick. So, yeah. I'm excited to try all of those. I am. And $25 for 25 cards. Like, I didn't think I could beat that. Especially when 4 cards are Whisper and I'm used to paying $3 a card for Whisper. that was totally worth it. And then I found, that was from the last video, these. I'm pretty sure this stuff is new. If it's repeat, I'm sorry. But if you watch as many Flosstubers as I do, you might not even remember. It always cracks me up when people say, oh, and I can't remember if I showed this in the last video. And I'm like, well, if you don't remember, I certainly don't remember, because if you film even every 2 weeks, I've probably watched 50 videos between your last one and your current one. So there's no way I'm going to remember. I got these little bits of silk. I'm not exactly sure what brand they are. They do have numbers, which I'm assuming are color numbers, but they were like mini skeins, and they were not expensive. So I picked up the bag, which they all fit in a little bag. I feel like I ordered from Yamir the almond M&M silks. I know they're not in the little tiny bundles, but they're little tiny skeins, and it just makes me feel so fancy. Although she does ship to Alaska now, so I could order from her. She didn't ship to Alaska for a long time. So, aren't those cute? A bear sloth? Maybe. I've been trying to like look at other silks and see if the format of their packaging tells me what it is, but I don't know that for sure. Oh, what else do I have in here? Oh, Be Stitch Me. I got the Be Stitch Me Autumn box. I just got silk and... Oh, that's another thing I found on 1884. A water lily. It was like $2. Isn't that pretty? Purples and greens. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Back to Be Stitch Me. I got the silks and fabrics. That's what I was saying, right? So all these beautiful colors. I know I should have grabbed a board, but you've probably seen this on somebody else's channel by now. I got this a while ago, probably right after I filmed the last video. And if you got the deluxe or the epic box, you got an item from me in there. Or from my shop, rather. There's another one right there. And it is a can caddy, and I meant to bring one over so that I could show you how it worked. And I completely forgot. I left them all upstairs. Shop has been updated on all the things that I had left from the bazaar, which went really well last weekend. It was a week ago today. And yeah, it went really well. So everything I have left is in the shop, and that hasn't been purchased yet. You can buy it, of course. That's kind of how that thing works, isn't it? Here's the colors from the Be Stitch Me box. Harvest, my favorite, Mabon. I'm surprised this wasn't in a winter box. It looks very wintry to me. Fall Foliage and Acorns, I think, are the other two. I can get them picked up here. Fall Foliage and Acorns. I got these in 32 Luganas. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I sure like having them. Very, very pretty. Oh, look, here's another project I'm working on. See? I got the tree centered, and now I'm just putting on the little skeins of floss, as I have leftover floss from this or that. So, I am 6 skeins in. I've got all the hoops done, all the Krynic hoops. I run my Krynic or my DMC metallic or whatever kind of metallic I am using. Is it in here? It's not in here? Well, I run it through a fabric conditioner, like a beeswax type thing. It's called Unicorn Thread Glass, and it's from Robot Mom Sews. And it is fabulous. It was what I had handy. Beeswax probably works as well, but I know the Unicorn Thread Glass works really, really well. And I take one strand and I'll put it, like, hold my thumb through. It's in a little tin, so I'll hold the tin and keep the strand running through my thumb, between the thumb and the product. And then I'll turn it a little bit, because the metallic's kind of thick, you know, you can kind of turn it a little bit, and I'll do it again, and then turn it again. And so, in my mind, I'm doing it on 3 different sides. Am I really? I sure hope so. It seems to work, and then I'll just kind of smooth it down the strand once. It seems to be working really, really well. It just stitches up like a DMC strand, which I have no problem with DMC. I know some people say that fancy floss works better. That's fine if it works better for you, but I have absolutely no trouble with DMC. It does not tangle. It does not, like, I have no problems. So, silk is lovely, but I can't really justify replacing DMC with silk or fancy floss. Like, I have no problems with DMC. Speaking of silk, look what was hidden cauldron. I got this a while ago from Stitch Me, and I think it's when it first came out. It's a 50-yard skein, half hank, whatever. I don't know what they call this, but it's 50 yards, and that's what I'm using to stitch this. And I forgot to tell you that the fabric came in, I'm pretty sure it came in a Black Needle Society box because it's a Fiber on a Whim Dusk. I think it came in the Cozy box, actually. So that's what I'm using for this. Okay. Silks from Stitch Me. Check. Stitchery, that's from the current Just Cross Stitch Ornament magazine. Cannot speak today. This is also from an older one. This is Woodland Joy, and I was going to do a round finish. Oh, it's a Stitch Me fabric. One-off from a fight night, it looks like. I was going to do it round, you can see there. But the design, the original, is in a rectangle. And so this is the corner. And I have to add more to it. Turns out I don't think this will be a swap item. I think this will be for me. So I will fill in so it doesn't look so corner blocky as intended. I will finish that later when I don't have to have it done for a mailing deadline. And his eyes look weird. Yeah, I know they do, because one got backstitched and one didn't. I ran out of backstitch thread and I was like, you know what? Oh, his beak is also half backstitched. I don't need to finish this right now. This is a good place to stop and put it down. So he's on hold. He's almost finished. Next time you see him, he'll probably be like this. So yeah, he's coming along. He's very cute. Collecting all my ornaments in the same place here. Yes, current issue. He is not from that. Oh look, here's another issue. 2020. Oh, that's a different one. Never mind. What else do we have here? This. Okay, I'm all over the place here. I told you. Look at that. It matches my shirt. This I was using when I was working on this. Now, when you first start, you've got lots of room back here. You want to keep it as flat as possible, though there is a piece of bamboo. I won't show you to again when I put the bamboo on. Like, you glue it on the back, and there you go. But you want to keep it as flat as possible. So you pull, to keep it flat. You keep the back as neat as possible, as flat as possible. And this is wood, or plywood, or whatever. And so when you are running your thread back here, the more threads you have, I always do a loop start, and then I would just park it over here, and then I would stitch over the tail, cut it off. But as it gets more full, you have to do other ways, or I do. I still do the loop start, but then to end it, I tuck it under, because there's no running it to a random place where you can stitch over it, because it's already been stitched over. So you have to go under, and you kind of get your needle in there, and you essentially get stuck under those stitches. And so I take my nail, which is why my nails haven't been cut. This is long for me, and kind of catch the nail, and push it through, and then to actually pick it up again is a nightmare. So that's why I use this, the hemostat. I actually got this in the quilting section at Joann's. It's like 8 something, so use a coupon. And grab your needle, and then you can pull it out. Save your fingers. So that's why this is out. Aren't you glad to know that? I would be. Hopefully you are too. This is the scissor I like to use while working on that. It's the curved blade. And that way you can get right up to it and not cut everything else that you've already secured. So those are out. Those need put away. All the stuff needs put away. Here's my new pair of scissors from 1884 Stitchery. I cannot find these online. I would love to grab a couple more pairs and gift them, because they're, the breast cancer ribbons. I don't know where the stitcher who originally owned these purchased them from. They're in great shape. I love them. They were worth every penny of the $9 I paid for them, and I don't like to pay that for scissors, as you know, but they are so pretty. I'm so happy I picked these up. They don't have a fob yet. Oh, yes. I did make some fobs, actually, but most of them are being put in gifts. Dyed some fabric for gifts, was working on a sewing project right before I sat down. Gifts, okay? Tis the season, and I am in swaps, and I have friends, and all the things, so lots of gifts. So I can't show you everything here, but gifts. here are the two colors for the tree that I'm actually using that were called for. This is like the snowy color at the bottom, and then the trunk. 840 as I recall. 840. All right, what else do I have here? I've got, oh, this was a nightmare. Okay, here's a whip that I actually picked up for one day, stitched on it, took out probably as much as I put in, and at that point said, forget it, I'm going to bed. So it's the Bunny Whisker You by Joan Elliott. I think I found it as a freebie on her Facebook, in her Facebook group. Yeah. The border doesn't match up. I stitched most of this bunny. It's like, okay, he's almost done. So let's continue, because this one right here was already done. It's like, let's continue. The border went to here. So I stitched all this stuff here in the corner, and I was like, that's not right. This is way too close. Took it all out. Stitched all the length of the border that was supposed to be there. Put that back in the wrong color. That's supposed to be two greens. It's the same green. But I did it, like following the two different symbols. There's two steps. And it's wrong. I was like, fine. I'm just going to finish border right here. Finish the border, connect it, call it a day. It doesn't connect. I don't know what's wrong. Don't know where it's off. I finished watching my show and went to bed. Haven't picked it up since. I don't know what's wrong. I love the colors. It's DMC. I think what she had recommended on the chart. White Lugana. I even have pretty scissors that match in this project. Yeah, I know. It is not going well. I don't know where it's off. I don't know. I just don't know. But that's a whip. I worked on my sister's dog bone for wisdom. It's been a long time since I showed this. I don't have the chart handy. I don't have time to put it in. Imagine the rest of it. The dog bones go all the way around, okay? That's how it looks. And there's a little bit more verse right here. It's by Stony Creek if you want to look it up. So I stitched, which one did I stitch? I stitched this. Wow, I did more of the orange than I remembered. Isn't that nice? When you stitch more than you remember. Okay, so I picked this up for, I think, 2 nights, and I did all of this green and all of this orange. And I added more to the border. So put in that border, this border, and I think from here up and over. So hopefully I don't run out of that Threadworks color. But these are all the colors that the chart recommended, and it's one strand here as it suggests, and half stitches, and then this is the Threadworks color that I think I had to order from Stony Creek because I was having trouble finding it. The only thing I've done differently here is I do half stitches and shape the bones. It's also going to make the back stitch a lot easier. But there we go. This dog looks a lot like her pup that just turned 1. His name is Zeus, and he's a melon. He looks a lot like that. It's crazy how much they resemble each other. So this is going well. It's supposed to be done in time for Christmas, but that was really encouraging to get 2 halves of a bone done, because there are a lot of color changes. It's Stony Creek, and look, it looks like red, cream, green, orange, and like black for the words. That's how I do all of my things. Another cute little bag. I didn't show you the last one. The zipper pull is one of my faves. It's from Boutique Charms. I'll try to remember the link her too. Super fun. Okay, what else do I have? Oh, I finished this. I think I stitched and finished this in 1 day. Maybe 2. But it's it's digital, so let me think. Cross Stitcher March 2021 issue, and it's actually finished the same way, except they used 1.5 inches needle minder, and I used a 1.1 inch. So there we go. I'm holding onto the magnet there. It did slide down while it was being glued, because sometimes they're a brat and they do that, but this is the design. I changed the colors. I wanted it Mulan inspired because she's a big Disney fan, but it's the same design except for the border. It's supposed to have like 3 different lines of border that kind of connect and everything, but it's not supposed to be stitched over one. It wasn't intended to be stitched over one. And so it was not working out that way. So I just did the one and made it kind of make sense to me. And I think it looks adorable. So there we go. I am enough. That's for one of another gift for one of the Sarahs or somebody on my list this season. Okay. Oh, we've got a few more things. I made myself a bag with a lace zipper. I bought some from what's that place called? Missouri Star Quilt Company. And I used this Free Spirit fabric inside. This took me way too long. Did a crosshatch quilting on it. Somebody had sent me these two like little panels in a swap, as well as a 6-inch strip of this fabric here. And I put it all together and it's adorable. It took me way too long, like I said. Way too long. I was in such a funk that day. So it turned out cute. Hopefully the next one doesn't take that long, because I do have some more panel pieces that I would like to do that finish with. There's no way it should take that long. But anyway, if you happen to see this and you sent me those pieces, thank you so much. They turned out really, really cute. It was from a quilting type of swap that I did between 16 and 18. So chances that that person sees this video are very, very small. But anyway, throw it out there just in case. Oh, that needs put away from last video. Never mind. Cute bag, right? Okay. This one did get finished. Where's the stitching for it? Right here. Stitches right here. Oh, and there's my other ornaments. Oh my, so much to show you. Okay, so this Justnan is called Butterfly Lace. See, I told you I do this for all of them. If it's small, it's a half card. Otherwise, it's an entire index card. They're cheap, okay? They work great. And then I can just take this, glue it right into my book where I keep all the information, dates I started, finished. I should write who it was gifted to because I'm starting to do that a lot. Which fabric I use, which threads, all the things. This is from Michael's a long time ago. It's an A and says adorable. The bag I made, I put it in the shop, and it was one of those things I was like, well, if it doesn't sell, then I can keep it. So I kept it on there for like 3 months, and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep it. So here we go, Butterfly Lace. I got it as the kit, so it has the little charm on it and everything. The only thing I did differently is, if you look really carefully, this is stitched. It's not just the metallic. There's white butterflies. They are really hard to see. It is not the camera. They are really hard to see. So I changed mine. They're supposed to be a pearl cotton, and I did use a pearl cotton, but I used a different color. I used a color you can actually see. No, it's not attached. See? Look at that. Is that right? It is. It's right side up. And I did that same thing, running 3 times, rotate, and run, rotate, run, and then just like run it through your fingers to kind of make you feel better. And then it stitches up beautifully. This was an actual Krynic as well. I like metallics, don't I? And beads. That's the only thing this is missing. It's supposed to have some beads, and I haven't looked to see if I have them. I think, because I think it was a kit. It came with the fabric. It came with the little charm. I want to say it came with beads, and they just got separated. So I haven't looked for them yet. It does need a few beads, but isn't that nice when you can see the butterflies? Like, it's got all its back stitching. Oh, and I did change this too. These are not supposed to be metallic. They're supposed to be a color, but I made mine metallic. And I pulled a light pink. Persentia? Something like that. It was the same weight, different color. It's a pearl cotton, and it was a different brand, if that matters. It's so pretty. So pretty. So, that's almost done. It's not an ornament. It was from Mania, as was this. This was started in Mania. And the next thing I'm going to show you was also started in Mania. I had a bag for this. Where did it? I don't know. It is by Doreen Jones. It was from a magazine. Make a pincushion. Like, I've got the page copied here. Cross Stitcher, page 69. If you need to know, I can find it for you. It is this cat right here. And so I think I'm going to make him like a mattress style pincushion. So he's got like the depth, and he's not just the poof. Does that make sense? His tail is 3D. You like use the Krynic cord maker thing and twist him up a tail. So that's a 3D element that has to be done. I'll do that when I finish him. Here's more Krynic. I don't think it was actual Krynic. I think it was that spool I showed you earlier of the DMC metallic. Yes. Very, very cool. It's in his eyes. It's in his collar. And then I think the border got off somewhere. Whatever. You just, you know, end it when it runs back into the cat. No big deal. So he's going to get finished. His scissors then can be used to hold a pair of scissors, or I guess whatever you want, but you can loop them through scissors very nicely, and that was his intended finish. So he's really, really cool. I had him started in Mania 2, I'm pretty sure, and he is done except for fully finishing. Okay, here's another ornament. So much stuff to show you. This is from an older Cross Stitch Ornament magazine. I want to say 04. That seems really old. 08? I don't know. Sometimes the printer and the computer don't talk to each other, so I think I had to stitch this off the tablet, which I hate doing. But the only thing I messed up was this note is 1 stitch off, I think. I'm planning on using a button here for the star of the tree, and I read the wrong color for down here. It's supposed to be like a blue and white, I think, and it looks like candy cane stripes. But it's cute. It's fine. Whatever. And I didn't finish this over here because when I did my hoop check, you don't even see this one. So I didn't bother stitching that one since I didn't have the thread right there. And you're not going to see it anyway. It was super cute. It was called, maybe I can get you the name of it. Blue Ocean, Bunny Biscoino, Woodland Joy, Ocean Star. I must have worked on that at the end of September. I don't know what it's called. But it's from a Just Cross Stitch Ornament magazine. If you need to know, I'll let you know. I got it from the disc. We got a disc reader, so I can look at all the issues of Just Cross Stitch Ornaments from the beginning, I think 97, through 2013. So it was on the disc. It's from one of those issues, which I know is very broad. So if you need it, let me know. Here we go. Here's one I did that's going to be a gift like almost all the others. This is Blue Ocean Star. It is from last year's ornament issue. Right here. This one. A little bit different. Metallic again because, you know, metallic. And the blues that were suggested. And I did this on 18 count. 2/1. This is an 18 count linen. And I had the hardest time. It's like Lucy. I couldn't do sewing method with this. So I had to, and it's full coverage, but I had to stab up and down every stitch. If you look really closely right in here, that's where I was trying sewing method. And I mean, it worked. Okay. No, it didn't really work. But I didn't feel like taking it out. So, you know, it's its beauty mark. And it took a while. Because otherwise, like, I just couldn't get the tension right. This linen, it looks beautiful. But it did take longer. This in hand. This in hand. Sewing method in hand. This one, I don't remember. I want to say I did that the same way. Sewing method in hand. Sewing method in hand. Same. Same. This one I did until I put it in a hoop. I don't remember on this one. Probably. Because that's how I'm getting things done. It's quicker. This one I probably did the same way. This is from Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher. They call it winter? Christmas? The big, like, jumbo issue that comes out, I think it's winter. Once a year. The one that's bigger and costs like 20 bucks. So this one is by Lindy Stitches. I don't think it's out as a standalone yet. I dyed this fabric really quickly. I knew I should have written this down. A blue and a purple maybe? I don't remember. I really hope I wrote that down somewhere. And basically as charted, I changed the color of the door. I didn't quite love the color of the door. So I did change that. And I backstitched his eye and nose. And I made his hat red instead of gray, maybe? Yeah, I think it's basically a stripe. Do I need to backstitch the bear? Mom thought maybe I needed to backstitch the bear. You let me know. He will be an ornament too, because that's what I'm doing this year. Lots of ornaments. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh, I stole the fabric for that, so I'm trying to keep them together. So I remember to put the fabric back when that stitch is done. Oh, I tried dyeing some fabric. This one turned out pretty well. I just lightened it a touch. It was like a slate blue, so I just lightened it a touch. I dyed this one, I want to say an evening blue. This is Monaco. I tried making this one dark green. See this lovely dark teal color? That's my husband. And it was supposed to be dark green. It's a lovely dark teal. It was double dye. This was the first one, the lighter spots, and then the darker color was the second dye. Just adjusted the way the fabric was sitting in the jar. And it's lovely, but it's not what I was going for. So I marked it dark green, so I know which piece it is. Oh, well. So a little bit of dyeing. Oh, right. Okay. So this is the book I mentioned earlier when I was charting the words for my sampler, which I am changing entirely. I got this from Cross Stitching Supplies. You'll have to message her for it. This is one of her own designs. She goes by Threadmania. Isn't that cool? And if you entered for the Halloween charts I showed last time, you have gotten a notification, hopefully, because I have replied to your comment to let you know you're the winner. So send me your mailing address to my email. No, not Amy Corsa. AllegroStitches@gmail.com, and I will get that out to you. You can stitch it for next year. This I won from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and it came with the thread. So I could do right here. Aren't those beautiful Halloween colors? I love how there's two purples, a couple oranges, a nice yellow, a green. Yeah, that would be a fun stitch. Am I going to do it? I don't know. I'm not a Halloween stitcher, but it's super cute. And if I wanted to do a card for later in the year, since I'm not getting the last 4 cards done in August like I was supposed to, obviously, I mean, it's already October, this would be a cute one. The candy corn right here. That would be super cute. Or if I wanted to do the house, that would be a cute one. Trick or treat would be cute. Just move the or up here. Spooky would be cute. I mean, you could do ghosts right there and put a charm there, or you could do the RIP. So many different ones. You could use the shoes. You could use this guy. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't decided on that one yet. Did I win anything else? No, because the thing from Sunrise Grove that I won hasn't come in yet. Here's the other thing I got from 1884 Stitchery. I bought a bunch of NPI, like, sample things. See? They're like mini skeins, but they're in bags. And they're all numbered, so you know which color all of them are. These are my blues and purples. And then I've got greens and browns, it looks like. And some, like, dark black type of colors. Is 993 black or 588? Because they both look the same. And then I put them on these rings. So all of those and all of these. These are my pinks and reds and then some white. Isn't that cool? So, no, I don't have a ton of each color, but then I can actually see the color and use the color. And yeah, it's a great way for me to do it. So all of these together, all these silks, I got those from 1884 Stitchery too. Oh, I can't wait to put all this stuff away. Okay, what else has happened? I ordered a couple of new charms from Boutique Charms. So I got this one, and I think I'm going to have to paint this blue, not blue, pink. Because I was hoping it would be a little more blue, and it's not. I think it said teal or aqua in all fairness, so it really is the color she advertised it as, but I do want it pink. And I'm going to put it on my blue and pink kitted out pouch. That's where I got the blue from. So it's a breast cancer. Well, it's a cancer, but I'm going to change mine to breast cancer ribbon. And then I don't know what I'm going to put this guy on, but he's so cute. I've loved him ever since she first came out with it. I haven't ordered from her in a while, and since this guy was on clearance, I picked him up too. Because I like giraffes. Okay. And I ordered, this is why I went to 1884 Stitchery, because this thing is kind of hard to find, and it ain't cheap. It's a teeny tiny little kit. There's no charms, there's no buttons, there's nothing specialty. These are silks. One little piece of fabric and a tiny chart. It doesn't come with the cool pins or anything. So expensive. And it can be kind of hard to find. But I have the other three, and I really wanted this one. So, when Hands On Design announced in her video that this was going to be available as an exclusive to Acorns and Threads, I sent them a message and said, hey, I'm looking for this and this. Let me know if you can help. Email, address, all the things. And I didn't hear anything from them for at least a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden it was like, here's your invoice. Okay, thanks. So I paid it. Got those the next week. Found this on eBay. It is still available, but I got it cheaper. If I need more white beads, I have more white beads. So, this is super cute. But just man is overpriced. Alright. And then the other thing I ordered was a bag of bits, which now everybody I talk to is like, you need to buy both of those because there's a limit of 2. Okay, well, maybe next time I will, maybe I won't. Looks like I've got some vintage colored stuff and an assortment of other things. There's the measuring tape one in there, some little bitty palms. There's 2 different pinks. So we'll see how fast I use that, how many finishes they work on. I do little stuff. It doesn't take much trim. So I'm thinking that'll last a while. And I ordered that with this. So, yes, it was all bundled together and it looked all pretty. It probably had a bow, all the things. The pins, everything. It was a little spendy, yes it was. But it was really nice to help support the fundraiser for Special Olympics. The instructions are fabulous. There's like a whole booklet of instructions in there on finishing and how to make the stem and all of the things. If I were working on ornaments, this would probably be done. But you've seen all my ornaments, so. There's that. Crafty Cottage Stitches showed how to make those little like zipper pull ribbon things. So I threw these in one of my Amazon orders. Probably while I was buying my son pants. Oh look, more chronic. Those should get put away. So much stuff. That's why I got to do the video, because I've got stuff everywhere. Let's see. Sarah G sent me a couple of little things. She sent me a bookmark. Isn't that pretty? I love butterflies. And that was for August. And then in September you were supposed to do something that represented where you were from, I think. I did flags. I did those Alaska flags that I showed you once upon a time in the video. And yeah, I know that was really early, but I just happened to have it and it fit perfectly. And so I stitched some extra ones because they were super quick. You may have guessed she's from California. Isn't that cute? I think she designed that herself. It's her state with the flag in it. I love that. So clever. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it or how I'm going to display it, but it's so cute. So a couple really lovely little stitches from Sarah, and then she sent me this really cool sticker. I need to see if they have Alaska because that's super cool. And a note with a postcard. And she's all about the cuteness. Her stuff is packaged very cute. Oh, super cute. All right, I've got a couple things from Sarah R. Oh, I forgot to give those to Daniel. Oops, those were for Daniel. My son. Forgot to give those to him. Lots of history about where her little sampler inspiration came from. And like, oh, like a couple of pages. This wagon, she showed me this on Marco Polo the other day. It's huge. It's so cool. It's a slide, and it's amazing. I hope to see it someday. And some actual, like, family photos of the things represented in here. So there's the wagon slide. She also showed me this on Marco Polo, this clock tower thing. I want to say hydrangeas. Sun, apple. These are the berries. Is it Marion berries? Oh, Sarah's going to kill me. The berries that the bears eat. Huckleberries. Huckleberries. They grow wild and are a favorite of the bears. Yes. You have to buy them because they're bear food. And I guess it's too dangerous for you to pick them. So you have to buy them. And then this is Seattle in the native language, if I remember correctly. I read this all when it first came, and that's been a couple of weeks. So I guess I need to brush up. But look, she designed it herself. Didn't she do a great job? So I need like a little shelf or something with, I don't know. I gotta figure out how to put all these little